Good morning, everyone. Welcome to court. Before we start the meeting, before we call it to order, I'm going to ask Nathan Cockrell to come up and lead us in prayer.
Let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for the day that you have made. We rejoice and are glad in it. As the folks have come together to do the business of this county, we ask for your guidance, your wisdom. For Lord, you are good to give wisdom without finding fault when we ask. We also ask that you minister in this community. There are many that are hurting and need your peace. We believe you are the Prince of Peace, and we ask that you provide to those in need today and in our nation. In our world, dear God, there's a lot of work to be done. But we trust you, dear God, that even now in your great love and care, you're working in many needs, and we ask that you continue. And now we commit this time to you and thank you for it. And we ask these things in the precious name of the Savior Jesus. Amen.
Amen. We're going to call this meeting to order by saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. We are also, for everyone that's not aware, we have one. Thomas Bolden is joining us via Zoom. He couldn't be here today. Also, Chris had some training that involved work, so he's not able to be here also. So let's go ahead and bring this meeting to order by approval of the minutes. Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. If no further discussion, roll call, please.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes. All right, next up on our agenda is we have a representative from Spay and Aid of Kentucky, Amanda Castile, and will address the court. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. So we're not going to take up too much of y'all's time here. I'm Amanda Castile. I'm with the Spade and Aid of Kentucky. I'm one of the co-founders. And then also this is Karen Kirsch, the other co-founder of Spade and Aid. We just wanted to come and introduce ourselves and let you guys know kind of what we're bringing to Logan County to help not just the pets and owners of pets within Logan County, but also help the Logan County Animal Shelter. So one of our first programs, we have two different programs that are up and running at this time. We also have a third program that is starting immediately, but is not up and running, but we're going to explain it to you. I'm going to let Karen talk to you guys about the pet food pantry. That's our first program.
Okay, so back in January, we got our incorporation from the IRS, so we're very excited to only be in existence now for 3 months, and all these things happen. Our first program is our free pet food pantry. Both of our programs are directed at people who are having financial difficulties, whether that be people who are having consistent financial difficulties or just they've lost their job and they need some help right now. We've held two pet food distributions, one in February and one in March.
The second one was just for seniors and military.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that was for active and retired.
In February, we actually had a pet food donation drive. Many of you probably saw containers around the city, actually around the county. We had 12 organizations agree to serve as drop-off points, and we collected over 1,100 pounds of pet food, cat and dog food, wet and dry. And then we distributed that pet food at our first distribution drive in February. And then in March, we also collected, people donated, and we distributed that. We distributed that in March to seniors and veterans only. And in total, between both programs, in just 2 months, we've almost fed 400 animals in Logan County. So we're very, very excited. We are also in the process of writing grants and things, and so that's where we stand with that program.
Now, the spay and neuter program, it's also free. We're covering all the costs, whether the animal needs special attention during surgery, we're providing the extra pain medication so we know that the pets are comfortable. We're providing all of this service. Now, for the free pet or for the free spay and neuter program, it's a little bit more complicated, and we're trying to drive that more towards seniors, veterans, and people that they could not afford to have their animals spayed or neutered without our assistance. Now, this program, in essence, and the free pet food pantry, not you this time, that's okay. And the free pet food pantry, all of this is to help prevent animals from entering, whether it's the Logan County Animal Shelter or any other organization that is local, to try to keep pets in their homes, and also to prevent the unwanted litters. I'm sure everybody's noticed that has absolutely went through the roof. Dropped unwanted litters, things like that. So we provide that service completely free at cost. When we first launched that application, we had 97 applicants within just a few days. We now have over 100 applicants on that list. We are very, very proud to say that we have served 30 just within the month that we have started this, through anonymous donations as well as companies donating money towards this program. So we have 30 animals that are already fixed, but we do have a remaining 112 animals that are waiting for our assistance. Our newest program that we're just absolutely excited about, it, free TNR program. I don't know if anyone's familiar with TNR. It is trap, neuter, and release. We have a trap, neuter, and release program of Kentucky who reached out to us. They're partnering with us. What they do is we are going to do all the legwork. We are going to go out to the feeders of large colonies. We are going to get permission from the feeders. We're going to discuss what TNR is to them. We're going to get them comfortable with the TNR team coming out to them. And the TNR program of Kentucky does the rest of the work. They bring out a big team. They will trap heavily for 2 or 3 days. They will take them to the spay-neuter clinics. They will have them spayed, neutered. They will bring them back to the original place of their home, release them, and that is going to be completely free for all Logan County residents. We have tons of huge colonies. Just for the few people that's reached out to me, we have hundreds and hundreds of cats that are being fed, and this is breeding season, so that's fixing to double up. So we also have that program, and we're really excited about that. We want to get that started immediately. We've already got permission from the TNR program of Kentucky. We've got permission for a couple of feeders, so that is something else that we are offering to all residents within Logan County. If they are feeding big colonies of 10 cats or more, the TNR program is going to come in, trap, neuter, release, and then it's going to be free for us and for the county. So that's another program that we are working at. We have several upcoming events to help raise money, especially for the spay neuter program. The pet food pantry, we've been very, very blessed that we have
lots of donations.
Yes, we've had tons and tons of donations.
So many donations. And one of the things I learned when I partnered with Amanda, because Pet Food Pantry was my idea and spay and neuter was hers. I really didn't know anything about spay and neuter, and I didn't really know anything about litters. So I learned that the average dog has 2 litters a year, and that's between 5, the average number is 5 to 7 animals. The average cat can have 3 litters a year, between 8 and 10 cats. So, and they can start having children at 5 months old. So think about that, and that is really, while it's only 30 animals that we've done this to, think about what that means.
Yeah.
Just think about what that means. So.
Yeah, that's a lot of unwanted litters that we've prevented. And in essence, like I said, that all of this and what we are doing is to help prevent animals from ending up at the Logan County Animal Shelter, any other local animal welfare organization. That is our mission and that is our goal, is to help people keep their pets at home and help keep them from ending up being dumped on the road. And that's pretty much it.
So
Anybody have
do
any?
you want to go ahead while you're here and
Yes.
list your 3 events that you have on here? Actually, there should be 4, but there's 3, I see.
Yes, so we have 3.
Should have
The
the
April
attention.
12th is the Annie Ann's Pretzel Food Truck. It's going to be down there at First Southern National Bank. Luckily, with food trucks, we don't have to do anything, so they're going to show up. But you can come out, support that. Part of the proceeds do go to our program. So on that day, be sure, I think it starts at about 11 or 12 is when they said they're going to try to get set up. So make sure you come out, purchase your lunch, anything like that, snacks, that helps us out. On April 20th, about 10 o'clock, we're going to start doing the roadblocks. We've reached out to football teams, different school organizations, and see if we can get some people to help us out for that as well. So that way we can be at every single location that day. And then on the 27th, we're going to be at Walmart, of course, doing our bake sale. And we're also going to be promoting the Stock the Pantry drive to try to get our pantry stocked back up. Originally, when we started this in January, we really did not think we were going to be up and going until April or May.
Right.
But we both, so many people needed our help. And if I had it my way, the 112 people would be helped today. I can't stand it. It drives me crazy that I can't call those people. I do the spay neuter scheduling, and I've expressed to Karen, you know, when we talk to these people, they're crying, they're upset, they're so grateful. It's just been so heartwarming, and it's been overwhelming.
And the same thing with the food. You know, they
Yes.
many of these people will be giving their animals up if they can't at this point in time because of the economy.
Yeah.
So we're keeping the animals in the home and off the streets.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So those are our upcoming events, yes.
Well, congratulations on y'all's success and
Thank you.
everything that y'all have done. And it's definitely something that's needed.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Is this available only to Logan County residents?
Yes, it is.
Because, see, I keep having calls about the Franklin spay and neuter program.
Yes.
And for years, I think a lot of people here will go over there and pay the vets about 2 or 3 times more to do the same job.
Yes.
And so people called me and said, they took our residents, can we share that? And I said, I need to ask.
No, it is Logan County only for all 3 programs. We actually ask for IDs. If they've just moved here, we ask for a piece of mail, which is the process that Good Samaritan uses.
Yeah. Now, our dream and our hope is that we'll grow enough and we'll get enough support that we can start offering this, because we've had
We've
people
had
from
people
all
that
over reach
Right.
out,
Ask about
you
it.
know,
Because
and
I've been
begging
those
for
calls.
help. And unfortunately, you know, just with us, because we literally, Karen and I both work.
Yes.
And we
Full-time.
started this from scratch at absolute zero. So we
Correct.
work full time. I have small children.
I have an autistic stepson, so we're
Yes.
both very busy people.
Yeah.
And but this is our dream, and we love it, and it's working, and we're getting a lot of press about it. So if you want to go to our website, you'll see we've had several news interviews, and we've also been contacted and are in negotiations with the U.S. Humane Society Kentucky chapter. Has contacted us, and actually the Lexington Pet Food Pantry, and I didn't tell you this, actually just started up, and they're actually using us as an example. So, I mean, this is pretty exciting.
Yeah,
So-
and with the Humane Society of the United States, I'm still pulling strings, and I will not rest until I make this happen. But we will actually receive 2 semi-trailer loads. One will be of pet food, 30 pallets. The other one will be hard goods and pet food. We have them waiting to give it to us, but I have to have a facility to be able to house it. I would be in and out in 3 days or less. I've already talked with several people that have done this, and they said it's absolutely realistic to be in and out of the building. One organization, they used actually the county road department. Another organization used a high school gym. I'm not really wanting to try to do that because of the flooring and the pallet jacks and all of that I would have to bring in, but that's something that we're working very, very hard on. And that would not just be for people that are experiencing financial difficulties. That's for everybody. I mean, if you own pets, you come out there, you get your supplies, and we do an entire
So if anybody knows, anybody has warehouse space and willing to knit, please contact us.
or just an empty building for 3 days.
Well, you mentioned the animal shelter.
Yes.
Will you also be working with our Humane Society?
We have not had any communication as far as that. I don't know. I mean, we're all in this together. We're all want the same goals. So if, the Humane Society, if they have a litter that's fixing to be dumped and the mom needs to be spayed, then absolutely they should tell the owner to reach out to us, because we may not be able to help them immediately because we already have 120 or 112 people waiting and we're going down the list. But except for our seniors and veterans, I started noticing how many seniors and veterans was on our original 97 list. Broke my heart, so we pulled it together and we've got all of them taken care of. But we're just kind of working down the list as we can. The animal shelter, same thing, if they have litters, because more likely than not, when people surrender a litter, they're gonna surrender the mother as well, because they know they can't afford to have them spayed. They know it's gonna happen again, and they don't want another litter. So instead of surrendering the mom and the puppies, the mom usually stays within the facility for an extended amount of time because it's already an adult. They should tell the owner to reach out to us so we can help them.
The more we support each other, the better.
Exactly.
That's right. We're happy to partner with anyone. Just reach out to us.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Yep,
for the information.
absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Next up, we have representatives from the Russellville Logan County Airport to address the court. I believe you all have paperwork in front of you.
We might be able to help them.
Good deal.
I think we've got a couple hangars that's not being used, so.
I don't think they heard you.
Yeah, she's talking to them.
Okay.
Hey, George, how are you, sir?
Fine, thank you, Judge. Okay,
So we were just basically chatting to them. We said we might be able to accommodate them with a hangar for a couple of days.
Oh, great. Thank you.
we'll get started here. Steve Dillahay couldn't be here. He had prior commitment too. And I'm co-chair, so he asked if me and Cassie could go on and present this to the court. We agreed back when we first come to the court, I can't remember the exact date or time, that as we started on this project that we would try to put it together, and then when we felt like we had it, either yay or nay, we would come back and let you know. So we've got everything, a lot of time put in, a lot of numbers. You'll see that in this packet that we got. Cassie's going to explain the numbers and stuff. Her, Steve Dillahay, and our engineers have worked diligently on trying to get these numbers, get this together, and with our funding, and hopefully, you know, we feel good about this. We were able to get our numbers, we think, together. We were able to get our funding. We felt, we like to think better than what we started out with. So we feel like we got good things, a lot going on at the airport. We've got some other stuff that we're looking at. Without going into that, we know we need to move on this project, get it going. So what we're kind of hoping at this point, like I said, with all these numbers that we have together, you'll see on probably this, and like I said, once again, Cassie will take care of that. Steve asked me just to bring out a couple things before Cassie does, that, you know, our bids did end up being higher than what our estimates were. We thought that, but we didn't know until we moved to that point. But we're still within the loan limit that y'all agreed to co-sign or back. You know, so we felt real good about that. Matter of fact, our numbers were real good. Our maximum borrowed is relative low for the Peru low total. So we're happy about that. And Steve also said bring out the county's funding as a great investment at 1% of the total project cost. And then he said, you know, as far as an airport project, this is one of the largest contributions the airport has put out to take on the airport itself. And then we need to recognize Cassie, because she's on the Kentucky Aviation, or Kentucky Association of Aviation and all that. She's on the board, and she tries to attend all the events and stuff like that. And they just had an aviation event in Frankfurt about a month ago, and Cassie had went up to it, and through her own initiative, she took it on, and she got, I think, additional $250,000 that state has agreed to put in on the hangar. So.
They're not talking to me anymore.
Well, I expect they worry about it.
Yeah.
Just guessing.
But, you know, we, like I said, it's helped tremendously in all ways. Also, we looked at 3 different options on the size hangar, depending on the funding: a 100 by 100, a 100 by 120, a 100 by 145. And since all the funding has worked out, we have agreed, for the best interests of the county, the airport, growth, everything, a 100 by 145. We're going to go with the big hangar. And we've
How
do
many
have it.
additional aircraft is that?
How
How many additional
7.
aircraft? 7?
It'll hold 7. And I'm not going to say they're going to be the big passenger jets,
Right.
but they'll be corporate aircraft. And we do have a tenant. I've discussed with Joe getting our contract signed. He's been in agreement with it. Joe's finalizing the contract with him. He's also agreed to put down at least a $60,000 deposit. We hadn't scratched the first dirt on it, so that's how positive he is, you know, that he wants to be. And he's already guaranteed us that hangar's full.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So, you know, we're excited. We're looking beyond that, but we've got to get this project going. We've got to get you all up to date in the city council. So, as far as the numbers and the funding, I'm going to let Cassie take it from here.
Thank you, George.
Well, thanks so much. I hope it's less painful than a tooth extraction. The numbers are a little complicated. For the first project, phase 1, that's a federally funded project. So the feds are going to pay for that, basically. The reason we had to take a loan is because all their funding is not available on completion. So on completion, we'll have 997, and I'm just going to round it off, 1,000. We're going to have to borrow the balance, which is $386,000 in total. And then we'll pay that back with the bills and the ARP grant on year 25 and 26. So that's pretty straightforward. Phase 2 caught us a bit unawares, because we were expecting the project to come in at 1.1 million, 1.2 million. It came back at 1.7. And as George said, we really wanted to go for the bigger hangar. We could go for the lesser hangar and have less of a shortfall. But the board, and that's what I spoke to the state about, they basically had 4 points that they said justified the bigger hangar. And the one was the cost of phase 1. It's a $1.3 million project just to get the apron ready and the building site ready with retaining walls and things. So to put a small footprint on such a large, expensive project didn't make a lot of sense down the road as well. And you can also not add on to a hangar. Once the hangar's built, that's it. It's got beams and you can't put other aircraft in. The second was the difference between what we could get for the hangar of 100 by 100 and 145 rental. It's about $1,500 a month difference. So although it's really going to hurt us at the beginning, you know, in perpetuity, we're going to get a lot more rent for it. And then the third was the extra fuel sales that we're going to get from the extra aircraft to accommodate. It'll probably accommodate at least 2 more aircraft, the bigger hangar from the smaller. And then fourth, and more importantly to you guys, the more aircraft that we can house there, you get property tax on that of 1%. So, and these aircraft, they average at about 2.5 million per aircraft, and that's the baseline, you know, that's sort of a base model. And if you've got 7 aircraft, 1% of that is 140,000 per year to you guys, which is like having a small subdivision, you know, of 100 houses, say. So I think that was also another factor. So when we spoke to the state, they kind of got our point, and they said they would match us. Because on this hangar, we about 600,000 short is our deficit on this phase 2, and the feds won't pay for phase 2. That's state money and our money. So they said they would put in an extra 250,000. So their total grant to us is 1.3, but they're only paying 90% of that, so it's 1.2. They've also asked, because they've given us so much money, if we could pick up the 10%, the 5% on the federal side, which is in phase 1, it's 68,000. They said, can the airport pick that up? So we said we would. And we would contribute 250,000 of our own money, airport money, which, as George says, is huge. We've never been able to contribute towards any project. So between them and us, that's 500,000. So we're still a bit short. The good news is the legislators are sitting at the moment, and last year they put in a budget for 200,000 for each airport in the whole state. That's where we got our 200,000 from. That we've been in our emergency fund. So we'll know by the end of this month whether that comes through in the budget. If it does, then we're fair and clear. We will only have to borrow on this project $291,000 because the state can't give us the whole 1.2 in the first year. So in total, we'll only borrow $660,000. We got a loan approval for 1.9 million. We'll only take 600,000 of that. And we can have it paid back in 2 years, which will be fantastic. So that's our optimistic view. If it doesn't come through, we still get the state's money. We're still going to contribute our 250 plus the 68. So the airport will still be contributing just under 300,000. The 200,000 that if it doesn't come through from the legislators, we're going to have to finance. And we'll have to finance that over 4 years at 68,000 in capital. Sorry, that's on the second page.
Yeah.
That's what that is. And the phase 1 is the same on the second page, it's just phase 2.
That's different.
So we'll have to finance the capital over 4 years at 60,000 plus the interest. And right at the bottom in the airport totals by year, that 299 is what I've just spoken about. Then in 2025, it's going to be 84,000. That's the capital plus the interest. And in 26, it'll be 82, and in 27, 74. That's quite difficult for the airport to achieve because we will basically have used up all our funding. The hangar itself will provide us 60,000 a year, and the tenant is very happy with this hangar. He really, really wants it. So he said he's prepared to give us that 60,000 up front. So it means we have a shortfall of 20,000. So we can probably do that in our cash flow. If we do hit a stumbling block and we've got some maintenance or something happens that we're not aware of, we can extend this loan period because the loan facility they've given us to 2023. So we can just pay back less capital in a particular year and make up in the next year. So it is doable. It puts us under quite a bit of pressure for the next 4 years, but it is also aggressive because we'll have paid back this loan. In this case, we'll have to have taken a loan total of 860,000.
Yeah.
And then the 389,000 gets paid back by the Fed, so it's just the balance that we would be paying back. So like I said, it does put pressure on the airport, but it is doable. And as George mentioned, there's no match by the city and the county for phase 2. You're only matching phase 1, which is the federal side. So in total, there will only be a match by city and county of 1%.
Each? 1%?
Each, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you wanted to contribute towards phase 2, that's absolutely fine with us. But we're hoping that other money will come through, and we'll know by the end of this month, which will be, which will make it a lot easier. Any questions?
If once you get started, when would you anticipate a completion date, and when could you start collecting year?
What we're looking at, of course, sooner we can start, the better it be. Looks like Scott Murphy, they did receive the award for the bid to do the apron project. And looks like they're gonna do the hangar project. And they've done contacted us last 2 weeks. They're
Ready to roll?
they're ready to go. And we just told them we'll try and get everything finalized. We've also, Cassie's contacted the architect to tell them, assuming everything goes, that when we walk out of city council next Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, we want this paperwork to be ready to go. So, you know, we're hoping just as soon as we can. As far as the date, time, I know also, I'll bring it out, Scott Murphy, we had talked to them also about some change borders in the design of the hangar. And that's basically, the bid amount we give was without no changes. And the changes we're looking at is probably the door. We were looking, the kind of door we wanted was $100,000. And they said, or it was over 100. And they said that if a redesign, go back to using some basic design on the door or something, I don't know, could, with a change of order, could probably reduce the cost. They're estimating $100,000. So that would be great too, as far as what our, you know, cost would be.
I'm kind of just thinking out loud. I don't know, somebody might start throwing something at me, I don't know, but you mentioned the value of the planes that would be in the hangar and how much, you know, additional property tax that it would bring into the county. We do, you know, tax incentives on a regular basis for businesses, and we forego, you know, for the 10 years where we, I don't know if there's a way to do this, or if we could, you know, add some extra help to you guys getting this done and paid for, is that if whenever, every year when it's assessed, the value that these hangars were bringing, if we could take that money that the county's getting tax-wise, and I don't know, I guess we could forego it, or use that to give back to y'all to pay off the loan sooner.
Oh, that's an excellent idea.
I don't know if that's something that we can do or not.
I mean,
We'd have to ask Mr. Joe over there.
the easiest thing would seem to be to just review it in each budget and give them a bigger contribution, and you wouldn't have to go through the formalities of all of it. I mean, that would be a foolproof way to do it.
Okay. I just think, you know, if this is a large project, this is, you know, over a $3 million project, then this project is bringing the county X amount of tax dollars every additional year in property tax, and you guys are scrambling and scraping and trying to pay these loans. You know, of course, I know we are helping some, but I think it would benefit everyone if we could take that, whatever it is that assessment is that these extra planes are going to bring in, and we put that, help y'all and put that towards your loan. And then, unless, if you can do a early payoff, I don't know. Or,
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Yeah, they're very flexible. And then just to answer your question, they're going to start on phase 1 in middle of April.
Next month?
Yeah, they're going to start the
As quick as we
dirt work.
get the paperwork, the grants, everything totally in place. You know, the engineers said they're ready. They're ready. So,
But with phase 2, they still got to order the building, so that takes 20 weeks.
yeah.
So as soon as, because we promised we'd come and update you and just tell you what we're doing. So if for any reason you weren't happy with our plan, that you could.
yeah. Anyway, I just throwing it out there. I don't know.
Thank you.
That would
Thank
be.
you very much.
There's a lot of exciting things happening at the airport. I've been out to a couple of meetings, and you know they're very positive on the way the direction the airport's going. I'm very positive. I've been out there. It's a beautiful facility. It's housing. it's one of the best around as far as
Oh,
I'm
man.
concerned. One of the best. I'm very happy. And I don't see any reason that we can't bring this back up in a discussion and just see what we can do to help you guys with this.
I mean, this is, and like I said, the judge is familiar with
Right.
some of what we shared with him, what we're hoping to do, just some, because we have to do it for the FAA. We have to give him a long-range goal and plans and stuff. But if we can get this hangar completed, the existing corporate hangar we've got, they're looking to try to set it up as a maintenance hangar. That maintenance, if they can do that, they'll be able to service all the local, hopefully, bigger aircraft that come in. If do that, that's gonna bring in hopefully additional, air traffic.
Right.
And of course, we hope too that they'll come, once they get landed, we hope they got enough fuel to get up there, but we have to sell them some fuel for them to leave. But we're looking for the long range of extending the runway.
Right.
And if we can extend that runway, we've got to have the justification. And hopefully the more, of course, bigger aircraft we get in, that will help on the justification. And the FAA said, you get justification, we're behind you. And if we do that, of course, it's going to start bringing in the bigger aircraft. So, and if with the maintenance facilities, what we're hoping to work out, like I said, we've got some other possibilities that we're hoping they'll work out. They'll bring more aircraft in. And we've got an interest now, several others wanting to see about doing the land lease and,
Correct.
building a couple more bigger hangars. And so that's just some ideas that we're throwing out, but we've got to get this project going.
Absolutely. There's a lot of positive movement out there, and we appreciate both of you.
Cassie, you and George and the rest of your crew represent our county very well.
Well, thank you.
And that speaks volumes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank y'all for.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
But I'd just like to add one thing. It's still Pee Wee and the crew. They've helped us tremendously. We like to consider everything a team effort from everybody else been involved, so we couldn't do it all, but we got good help.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, George.
Thank you, George. Next up, approval of bills.
Motion to approve the bills, and that's it, yep, as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. There's no further discussion. Roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes. Next up, treasurer's report.
Good morning, Court. I don't have too much for you this morning, but on your iPad, you do have a list of budget transfers that we need to get approved.
Motion to approve the budget transfers.
I have a motion, Jason, second by Thomas. Any further discussion? If not, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
And I do have 4 cash transfers today. We need to transfer $60,000 from the Occupational Net Profits Tax Fund to the jail fund.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. No discussion. Roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
We need to transfer $50,000 from the Occupational Net Profits Tax Fund to the LGEA fund.
So moved.
Second.
If no further discussion, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
We need to transfer $35,000 from the Occupational Net Profits Tax Fund to the 911 fund.
So moved. Second.
Have motions and a second. If no further discussion, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
And the last one is the quarterly contribution that we've kind of been doing to the special reserve fund to keep it from going dormant. So we need to transfer $150 from the occupational net profits tax fund to the special reserve fund.
It's funny, I was gonna ask that question, and you must have seen it coming because you answered it before I could ask. Okay, good, all right.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. No further discussion, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
And that's all I have for you.
Thank
That's
you.
it?
Thank you.
All right, let's move on to road work request, District 1.
District 1, appreciate all the work out there on Newtown, the bridge coming in. Y'all done a lot to help get that going. And I guess whatever preparation we need on Dennis Road to get ready for some paving, I know you're aware of that. So other than that, continue maintenance. Appreciate it.
District 2.
We've already got with you on the roads and stuff that need to be paved, and, I appreciate everything y'all do. I know y'all working hard.
District 4.
Continue maintenance. Thank you for all you do.
And 5.
I just gave you my second book installment for the needs, so no point in going on over it. Just start marking them off and let me know. Thank you so much.
District 6, Thomas.
Yeah, if I can get Paul to fill my form out for me.
Oh,
Continue maintenance, everything, district's good, I appreciate it, Pee Wee, and for you and all y'all's efforts, thank you.
glad I can be your secretary today.
All right, with that being said, I need a motion to accept road work request.
A motion to accept the roadwork requests.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. No other discussion. Roll call, please.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes. All right, let's move on to elected officials. Sheriff Stephen Stratton, you have anything for us today, sir?
So I'd like to come to court today to present something I've been working on with a community partner in Logan Aluminum on some community safer partners. So we've come together on some ideas and things, and they want to donate to the Logan County Sheriff's Office $20,000 to go towards some technology upgrades and purchases of some things that will benefit our community. It's an upgrade to some technology equipment, or not an upgrade, it'll allow us to purchase some technology equipment that we can utilize throughout the entire county, schools, our major highways, and things like that we can put out and assist us. Other counties around us are getting into this technology, and we will be allowed to integrate with them. So if we have something, say a stolen vehicle traveling on 431 North coming into Logan County, you know, they'll get that information. They can send it to us, but we will also get that information as well, and so it will help with that. It's also a great tool for missing persons, lost travelers that, you know, maybe a dementia person has gotten a vehicle and have driven and nobody knows where they're at. So it will allow us to be in many places without being in many places with a body. So it's a start of a project that we hope to upgrade into our schools and our parks and different things like that. So it's the start of a big project that we feel like we can accomplish and Logan Aluminum has offered to help us with that, get that started.
Oh, that's fabulous.
So from what I've worked with the auditors and how to set this up correctly and everything, and basically get an acknowledgement from fiscal court, their permission or blessing that we accept this money and take that and utilize it towards those things that we've mentioned.
Is that something we still need, I guess, get quotes on?
Yeah, I still have to follow the procurement laws and all that process, but we spoke with them first on the auditors and make sure how to handle it correctly and what to do with it, and we've got the blessing on that end of it. So I wanted to present it to court that with that opportunity.
Yeah, can't say no to free.
No. They, you know, I mean, we have a lot of community partners in the community that are always working with us and trying to help do things. And, you know, Logan Aluminum has always been a big partner in all of the community, but they've always been really supportive with us. And, you know, we do a lot for them with the situations they have there, and then it's just their way of helping the entire community. It's just not the sheriff's office, it's everybody.
Plus the tool will be very, very.
It will be extremely helpful. It's you know, law enforcement is moving in a technology era like the whole world is, and we're slowly keeping up, getting in that pace with the world of that stuff. So we're very excited to have the ability to implement some things that we feel like will benefit everybody. So.
Did you instigate that, or did they call you to instigate it?
Well, we're always instigating something, I guess. Logan is always reaching out to us about things. We work with them on, obviously, workplace violence is a huge issue in the country, and that's one of the things that this will help with, is the workplace violence. So we both have mutual interest in that with our schools, in the workplace. It's also a tool, stolen property, lost travelers, missing persons. There's so many possibilities that we can utilize this technology with, that it benefits the entire community. But workplace violence is a topic that they cover a lot with their employees and their security, which they work with us on their security stuff. So we're always providing information back and forth to each other about situations. They go to a lot of corporate training that deals with workplace environment training, so we share information. They ask us, hey, does this work, or what about this, you know? So we work with them quite a bit on things. So that trust and communication has been there since day one.
Well, it's good PR
Yeah.
for you and for them.
Yes, and I mean, they're a great community partner. They've always been with us, but you know, they've worked with the community in so many different ways, and that's what we should all be doing.
Yes.
So I don't like taking credit for nothing, but yes, we communication, that's where it started, and we've always worked together
Take
since.
the credit, Steve.
Yeah, well.
So do you need a motion to?
I don't think I need a motion. The way I understood it was an acknowledgement in the minutes.
Okay, I think that would require.
Would it be better in a motion?
Either an acknowledgement.
Just an acknowledgement.
Okay.
I'll make
Yeah.
a motion,
Vote on it.
make a motion to acknowledge the receipt of $20,000 from Logan Aluminum to go towards the sheriff's office to buy technology equipment.
Second.
Thank you.
All right, I have a motion second. I assume there's no further discussion. Roll call, please.
Davenport.
Yes.
Goodwin.
Yes.
Harper.
Yes.
Crawford.
Yes.
Bolden.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
All right.
that
Thank
it?
you again very much, and
Thanks,
thank you,
sir.
Logan Aluminum.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Sheriff.
sir. Next up, Clerk Stacy Watkins.
Do have something on the agenda for later, but I did want to go ahead and just kind of like the sheriff was doing, I guess we need to acknowledge this. Didn't require any approvals, but on March 5th, I began the process of requesting $76,101.31 for a grant to help with our recorded instrument digitalization project down there. That's a mouthful. And we did receive that check, and we did go ahead and open the account, and we have that ready to go toward that project.
76,101 and.
76,101.31.
Good.
And made sure I got with the auditor and followed all the rules to make sure that it's accounted for and reported like it's supposed to be. I'd also like to announce that our office the girls have decided to use PTO for 4 hours, so our office is going to be closed Friday. So anyone that is due in March, please make sure you get in to see us by Thursday, because that will be our last working day of the month. And then next month, we will go back to working the last Saturday of the month. There's no holidays, I don't believe, so.
Have you got that in the paper and on the news so that the local communities,
What's that?
that you're not gonna be open?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I posted it last night. I'm getting with Chris. I'll ask him to put it on WRUS.
Yep, good,
Denise, will you put it in the paper, please? Okay, yeah, she'll take care of
because
it.
they're gonna need to know.
Yeah.
I make a motion to acknowledge the receipt of $76,101.31 of money for a grant going towards the clerk's office.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I assume there's no further discussion. Roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Thank you.
Is that it? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, Jailer Josh Timmy.
Good morning, Court.
Good morning.
As of this morning, our count was 80 county inmates, 75 state inmates, 35 on state side, and we have 2 out of county for a total of 157.
Could you repeat those one more time? Somehow my numbers aren't coming out.
80 county?
Well, we've got 1 in the hospital as well, but 80 county, 75 state,
Okay, there.
and 2 out of county.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I've got a couple of personnel action requests this morning. Trying to fill those vacancies. I've got one here. First one.
Is this filling one of your available spots you got for?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all want to go ahead and look at it?
Where was the year of experience?
She worked for Muskegon River, a youth facility for a year prior, and then has other security work and in her past, but very good communications. I think she'll be a big asset.
Tyler's figuring the numbers. Hold on one second.
Good.
We're so lucky to have
Alright,
them.
I'll make a motion to approve personnel action request for Jennifer Lane with the new hire effective 3/27/24, base salary schedule of LC-DC-1 with 1 year of previous experience.
Second?
Have a motion and a second. There's no further discussion. Roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
And I have one more.
Same thing.
This gentleman comes to us, he working current security work, but he come from to us from Simpson County. He had worked at Simpson County's facility prior to, so.
It's always nice to get them from other counties rather than lose them to them,
Yes, and he's,
which has happened.
yes,
So we
ma'am.
don't want that anymore.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
So does that, this 100% fills your floor deputies?
I believe we have one more spot.
open. And then that'll, as far as full-time spots, and then that'll take up all our part-time spots. And then we've got a couple of promotions to look at to fill those voids for assistants, sergeants on the shifts.
I got you.
But
Make a motion to approve the personal action request for Daniel Wilkerson, effective 3/27/24, with 1 year previous experience. Be going into salary schedule LC-DC-1.
Second.
I have a motion and have a second. No further discussion, roll call?
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
And then, Judge, we had one more about the HVAC and plumbing.
Right, so last month, or last meeting, excuse me, we discussed about the HVAC and the plumbing at the jail, and we decided that was a contract. Well, we need to actually go ahead and put that out for bid. It's not a renewable contract, that's a 1 year, that's just 1 year. So what we need to do is just make a motion, go ahead and add that to the list of the yearly contract bids, the bids that we put out.
So moved.
Second.
All right, thank you. I have a motion and a second. Does everybody understand what?
Yep.
we're talking about? Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes. That was just a mix-up on a contract versus an annual bid. So, all right.
Thank you.
That's it?
That's it this
Thank you,
morning.
sir.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, next up is our department heads. Denise Shoulders, you have anything for us? The archives.
So this is, we're getting ready to go into basically phase 2 of the remodel. We have our 30 filing cabinets arriving any day. We're excited about that. Saturday, April 6th starts our Saturday hours, 8 to noon. We'll be closed on holiday weekends, and it will run through the end of October. And the other thing is to just put it out there for anybody who's watching. We still need volunteers to help us at the Wall That Heals while it's in town in June. So if you're interested, contact the archives, and we'll figure out where your schedule meets ours.
Can you give us those dates again on the Wall of Hills?
It arrives by escort on June 4. We'll be coming out of Bowling Green. If you are on 2, 3, or 4 wheels and you want to participate, we want you to participate with us. We set it up on June 5th. Opening ceremonies on June 6th. It remains available until June 9th. Any questions?
No, that's fabulous.
We're excited.
Sounds good.
We're somewhere around 70 days. I forget what the number of weeks is, but it arrives on a Tuesday, so X number of weeks from here to there for 8. We're about 10 weeks out.
Good deal.
Good deal.
You've worked hard for this.
We have all worked hard. It's been a huge team
Yeah,
effort.
we
So-
needed a good captain.
So with that being said, speaking of hard work, the archives, the building, that's a lot of hard work has been done down there. That, great work on that. You're doing phenomenal, getting all the things moved around, getting ready for this new storage units. Thank you.
Thank you.
And everyone that's helped.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot of help down there.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
All right, next up, Pee Wee, you got anything for us from the road department? No, sir. All right, thank you, sir. Next up, Nathan, solid waste.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Have about a 4-point sermon today, and Tyler might have a 5th point for us, so we'll see how this goes. But
Tom, if you gotta hear this.
I just wanted to remind everybody of our waste tire event at the State Highway Garage, May the 2nd through the 4th. And it'll be a full day on the Thursday and Friday, May 2nd and 3rd, 8 to 3, and then a half day on the Saturday, 8 to noon. And so we just remind it for Logan County residents, you can bring most any type of tires and most any amount that you have, whatever you got, we'll take. So
Even tractors,
yes, ma'am.
no limit.
No limit. There's a few really weird tires we don't take, but in my 2 previous events, 97% or so of the tires we've taken, I would say. So we'll take what you got.
You said it's 2nd and 3rd of May.
2nd, 3rd, and 4th of May. So the 2nd and 3rd is a Thursday and a Friday, and that's 8 to 3. And then it's 8 to noon on May the 4th, that's Saturday.
And where is it again? So
It's 1203 Nashville Road or
Okay.
Nashville Street. It's the State Highway Garage. So we took in 47,000 some odd tires last time. It's a tremendous number, and so the event gets good support. We do want to make everyone aware.
Big number.
Yeah. But the state takes care of all that. We just have to fund a little bit of advertising. The state will take care of the rest.
Good deal.
So, I did have one recycler in y'all's tablets that I needed to get approved. Tri-County Recycling out at South Union. I did inspect them in this last period, and everything looked okay, and I needed to submit them for approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
All right. Something else that's come to our attention, we recently gave you all a recycling grant submitted to y'all, and y'all approved it. But in the last couple of weeks, we needed to ask about an addition to that grant. Our skid steer loader at our recycling centers had some issues. And just for what that is, if you ever heard of a Bobcat, that's what we're talking about, a little bulldozer-like machine. And what it does out there is it helps us load our cardboard off the trailer, off the floor, and helps us put it in the baler. And the arms have had to be rebuilt on it. Several other issues have come up, and the most concerning is the part that attaches to the bucket, the grapple bucket, and the arms is facing some costly repairs soon. It's still working, but it does seem like a new one would help us. And so what we wanted to do is add a skid steer to the recycling grant that you all have already approved. And what we did is we had, I believe it should be, Olivia, if I'm correct, in their tablets, a contract that we have with from the state contract, a bid that was put in by McCoy, John Deere, and Bowling Green. And they priced us a skid steer like we have now for around $52,000, including a 4-year warranty. And the road department, as I understand, recently purchased one as well from McCoy out there. And so,
And you are trading in the existing unit?
that is correct. That was put on the bid. That's not something I have to have today if y'all needed, but I was hoping if possible to have action on that today because the grant deadline is April 1st. And so I was hoping to get something. And the good news is, seems bad, but the good news is the state grant should be able to cover the cost at no cost to the county because we have in-kind matches. Yeah. So it's not a $52,000 the county has to pay. The state grant should cover all of that. I can't say 100% that it'd be all of it, but I think so. I think we got it.
Good for you.
So what it is on that trade-in, they told us it needs to be dealt with separately from the grant. So it's actually not something I can actually put on the grant itself. It's just something you all would just have to decide whether if you all wanted to take that $9,000 or not. So and deal with separately, if that makes sense. And Judge, I don't know if we needed to wait for Karen on that one or not, if the surplus.
No, I've got the surplus. I've got the inventory number 4 surplus. If we choose to do that, I guess what we need to do is decide whether we actually want to use it, how we want to handle it. I know we've got a lot of stuff surplus and ready for auction. Hopefully, we'll be able to get that stuff set. So it's just whether we want to put it in the surplus auction or use it as a trade-in. That'll be up to you guys to decide.
Surplus or trade-in?
Well, we'll have to surplus it, but whether we put it on our auction, live auction, or actually just use it as a trade-in for this new unit.
Tim and I were thinking we might get a little bit more than 9,000 out of it when
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, we were thinking maybe a little bit more. One of the things they told us, the gentleman from McCoy, is that it has foot pedals, and that could be make it a little harder to sell. So
we definitely want to surplus it on our own.
Okay. So just reject
We'll
the
deal with
trade-in.
the surplus of that. So basically, we just need, I guess we just need acknowledgement to add this to your So that's what we need. We need an
We need
acknowledgement.
to approve the amendment of this application.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the amendment of this application.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any other discussion?
No, that was great.
If not, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
All right.
Anything else, sir?
And point 4 is here, I did want to bring back up about the CD&D landfill with Mr. McKinney, who came last time, and see
Right.
the pleasure of the court on that. So just a little update on that for everyone. He came and requested approval and has submitted his application, and the court acknowledged that. But with the understanding of possibility of an engineer coming from the state to look at that. However, it does not seem that an engineer is going to be available when speaking with the state official, Jennifer Burns. And maybe even after the county approval, there might not be a state engineer. I didn't ask for a private engineer due to the size and type of the landfill, but it is in the ordinance for that to be there if we so choose. And so it's just a pleasure. Did y'all want to proceed to a public hearing? That would be the next step that I would see with that, a public hearing with the landfill, or did you all want to require him to have an engineer? And Chris, I know Chris is not here, but he seemed to, just in kind of feeling his position out, it seemed like he might want to have an engineer, but of course he might.
I would suggest maybe we pass that decision until the next meeting and let them consider that, because I think they would need to specifically say they were gonna waive that requirement and give some reasoning why, and just so they could contemplate that, and also so Chris could be here. That would be my suggestion.
Oh, that's a great suggestion. Thank you.
Okay.
That's a good one.
So, and do you all need Mr. McKinney back here for that, or are you,
I
okay?
don't see any reason.
Okay, okay.
I
All
would
right.
let him know, though. He may want to be here to know, but
Okay.
Just
Okay.
here. Okay.
We'll talk about it next time. Tyler, did you want to talk about the grass mowing situation?
Yeah, I've had some issue for several years. I mean, I don't know, going on 2 or 3 years, I guess, yeah. Own some property that's owned by someone that does not live in the county, and they refuse to mow it. And it's really affecting, a street of mine in the district. And as far as insects and, I mean, it's getting so tall, it's falling over in their yards, and, you know, I mean, it's a nice little subdivision, so, you know, I don't know what's the next step, you know, they're refusing to mow it. I know we have some ordinance related to that, right, or?
So I can chat about that here a second. So that particular situation is really difficult because it's the landowner claims it's a farm, but it happens to be right in between 2 subdivisions there, and he's claimed that he wants to build a subdivision himself, but nothing has happened on that, and so it just kind of sits there growing up and creating a problem there. He's a particularly difficult situation. I won't get into details about it, but it's particularly challenging on that one. What we usually use is a state statute that talks about that requires the owner to work on excess weed growth. Right now, our county, just to kind of put it, our county might could use some more teeth
I would
on
just say
enforcing something.
we're kind of at a spot where, one, I think the first part, the farm versus subdivision, that's something that land use planning could aid with, because you would have different standards. And then 2, enforcement mechanisms more modernized to effectively do that with local ordinances would be something closer to code enforcement. So going down that road, how far you want to go, I'll just say we have talked about it, and it has not fallen off of my mind. Where the court's also doing a whole lot in a lot of other areas, so it's how many big tasks you want to undertake at the same time.
I mean, you know, they just want him to mow it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's, you know, it clearly not being farmed. It used to be farmed. They used to lease it out, and it was farmed, and they would take, that's how it got taken care of. But it's clearly not being farmed, and it's not in the, CRP, it's not in any program, agriculture program, where you can't mow it or anything like that.
Right.
So I mean, it's clearly just neglect.
Right.
So
It's,
This isn't gonna happen in just your district. So to me, taking care of something like this, to what Joe was just talking about, we probably need to look at what our statutes are already.
It's just a matter of how active
sorry?
you all want to be in that, I guess, is where I'm coming from on it. And again, you all are undertaking a lot of big things right now, and that would be no small task in order to modernize all of that. But those two things would make it work a lot more efficiently, but they also come with comments pro and con, so.
I did want to make a comment that the way that the state statute is set up, what a lot of counties, what I've talked to with other counties, is what they would do is they would mow the field and then put a lien, charge the owner or put a lien on their property. But what's ended up for some counties is they end up assuming land to mow and they're not getting any money for it right away. You know, you get
very similar to property taxes, collecting on them when they don't have any value is that you don't get, you got to go through the foreclosure action to bring it back, and you're losing money.
have we, or I think you have in the past, but can we send the owner a formal letter just requesting?
Sure, I do that. I've done that quite a bit, and I've chatted.
I feel like you have already sent.
I chatted with the gentleman, and he was
Real receptive.
he was not most people are pretty cooperative. They want to work with it, but this gentleman is not. So
I mean,
I mean, here's what I would say is if you want to look at passing something like what Nathan's talking about, and I'm not saying that's a bad idea, but it might be where you're mowing people's yard without getting it back. Right. That's just the reality of it, and I'm okay to do that, but I'm also, this is a bigger discussion than just lawn mowing because it relates to a lot of things we do.
Right.
Well, we can just do 2 or 3 swipes, get away from the other people's yard, you know, I mean,
Joe,
that's the problem.
I do want to credit Joe and his office. They did work to try to find somebody that might could mow it and then work with them, but the rates that they wanted to charge were just not really, seemed like they'd be feasible, with working with this gentleman, so.
Well, I could just.
I will work on it.
Continue on and see how we can get somebody to maintain the property they own.
Yeah, I'll be back in touch, and I'll work on that particular situation, so.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yep. Thank y'all.
All right, next up is judges' announcements. Basically, we'll just talk about some things going on in the county. March the 30th is a 5K bunny run and walk. Auburn Tourism is hosting a 5K run and walk beginning at 9 a.m. The starting and finish line will be at Auburn Healthcare. Registration has passed, early registration, excuse me, and it's now $40 per person. Please, to register, contact a Auburn nursing facility. Next up is the Colonel Benjamin Logan SAR grave marking service for Leonard Anderson. The Colonel Benjamin Logan County Sons of the American Revolution is holding a Patriot grave marking service for Leonard Anderson at the Union Grove Cemetery on Union Grove Road at 2 p.m. on March 30th. All descendants are invited to attend and honor their ancestor. The public is also invited to attend and honor this Patriot of the American Revolution. April the 6th will be a cows testing, the monthly test of the countywide outdoor warning system. It will take place at noon. In the event of inclement weather, the test will be rescheduled. That concludes that. I don't think we have any reports, so at this time, citizens' participation. If anyone has anything they would like to address the court about, please come forward.
Hello, everyone. I'm Julie from the Humane Society. Just wanted to give you a last update on how things are going out there with the separation of powers. The Humane Society is getting established in our new location on Lewisburg Road, and things are starting to move along there. We hope to be open to the public again as soon as possible. There are still a few items over in the county shelter
including, I think it's about 10 outdoor kennels, if I'm correct. There's still one indoor kennel that is in use. Our scale, dog wash station, a couple of the dog igloos. We are expecting and hoping to be able to pick everything up that is still there by Wednesday afternoon. We're hoping, maybe Thursday, provided that all of the dogs are out of what is in the existing kennels and ready to be transported. Our stuff is ready to be transported. The sheds were moved. Thank you, Jason, for getting that set up. There is some additional food that we are still continuing to transport out to neighboring shelters, and what remains will be distributed to the community, so people can watch our Facebook page for the dates for the community distribution. Excuse me, community distribution. We are hoping that everything will be fully separated out by the end of this month, provided that the new kennels are built, the new puppy kennels, that we can move our things out. So that's just the update, and just wanted to make sure you all were apprised.
Where did you say your new building was? I've had several people call and ask.
It's 1970 Lewisburg Road. People call it the Old Roy's.
Hold on, I'm ready. And it's a facility that you're going to have with all these kennels that will eventually be in place.
Ultimately, I mean, we have a lot of work that we're doing on it. We're currently working on getting the inside of the building in appropriate condition. Then there is another building that we have a lot of work to do on in order to be able to properly house more dogs. So at the moment, we're working on the inside, the main building space, and we now have our sheds to bring all of our storage buildings, all of our things out of storage and into those buildings, and then we'll be working on the next building. So, and we're also have a lot of stuff that we'll be putting out for the 400-mile yard sale that was in those buildings. So that will help us get things set up as well.
If you advertise that in the paper and on the news, that will really help, because people have asked me about your new building.
Yeah.
And to know that they're going to be helping with all that surplus stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
That will then help you.
It will definitely be a huge help. And as it gets closer to that, we'll definitely get ourselves up on the 400-mile yard sale and all that. So.
Okay, what did you say people call this building?
Old Roy's. It's the Old Roy's. Years ago, it was
Roy's Restaurant. Yeah.
The original Roy's Barbecue Restaurant location.
Old Roy's.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard it called that. So.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else for citizens? Yes, ma'am. You come up to the mic. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing well.
Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry I didn't dress up, but I didn't know I would be invited. Thank you so much.
You're always invited.
Thank you. And this is a spot where I can address a concern?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, hot diggity. I live on 2nd and Breathitt. It is designated part of the historical district of Russellville. We have sidewalks that are historical, as in old. They are falling apart, they are crumbling. People have fallen off the side of the sidewalk. Is there any way we could get the sidewalks repaired?
Well, this would be a time, this is where you'll need to address the city of Russellville, because that's inside the city limits of Russellville. That would be something, and no, it's perfectly fine. We're here to help any way we can. But that's something the city of Russellville will have to take care of. Their meetings are, if you'll leave me your information with someone, I'll make sure you have information on their times. And they'll gladly listen to you and talk to you. That's something that that the council members and the mayor will have to take care of inside the city limits of Russellville. If it had been outside the county, or even things that involve the county, we'd gladly talk to you about it. But I don't want you to get, I want you to make sure we get to the proper people for this.
Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate you allowing me to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. Legitimate concern. We're welcome to listen to it.
Oh, my name is Catherine, Katherine, and my last name is Smith, Smith.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice to meet you, Ms. Kay.
Yeah.
If you'll leave your phone number with, one of these over here, since they're just sitting there closest to you.
Uh-huh.
I'll give you contact you and get you the Russellville City Council when they're meeting, and you can go
Okay.
address them.
Thank you so much.
And
I
actually
appreciate it.
give you the council people, members' names, so you can
Okay.
contact them.
Thank
All
you,
right?
thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. I
Thank you for
appreciate
coming.
it.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. Is there anyone else? If not, we have no old business to discuss, so let's move on to new business. New business number one, acknowledge the receipt of Logan County Detention Center's budget for fiscal year 24-25. You should have those.
I mean, just like every year, today's just an acknowledgement.
Just an acknowledgement.
And obviously, we'll get more of a detail that we can go through during our budget workshop when we do that.
Yes.
But just looking right off, I mean, it doesn't look like an extravagant increase from last year. That's what I'm noticing right off. Amount of increase, 66,000 more for the next year. Am I reading that right?
At this point, yes, but like I said, this is just an acknowledgement. You guys just need to, I mean, I know you know, but just acknowledge that you've received it, and then you guys can go through and.
Make a motion to acknowledge the receipt of the Logan County Detention Center's budget for fiscal year 24-25.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. There's no further discussion. Roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes. With that being said, April 23rd, I will bring the rest of the county budget to you for the first acknowledgement. Just want to give you guys a heads up on that. If anybody needs the whole list of, just let me know, and I'll send the calendar list of how things are. Item number 2, approve the annual standing order to pre-approve reoccurring expenses for fiscal year 24-25.
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Thomas, second by Jason. If no further discussion, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes. Item number 3, approve the customer service agreement with UniFirst for the OSHA compliant uniforms at the Logan County Road Barn and uniforms for the Logan County Animal Shelter.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. No further discussion. Roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes. Next up, item number 4, discuss rescheduling the April 9th, 2024 regular fiscal court meeting to Thursday, April the 11th. The reason for this is Brad is having their help me here, you had seen the paperwork just a minute ago. They're having their meetings. Yeah, the SEDS meeting, sorry, I couldn't remember, I went blank on the name, but it's the meetings on that Tuesday. I know myself and Chris and Miss Crawford went last year, and it was very informative, and if you get a chance to go, this will just give the magistrates, myself, and any elected official a chance to go up and get those, not only get those credit hours, but there's a lot of good information to be learned that involves this county.
Motion to approve rescheduling.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? If not, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes, thank you. Number 5, approve the resolution and agreement adopting and approving the execution of the Rural Secondary Program Agreement with the Commonwealth of Kentucky Rural Municipal Aid for Flex Fund in the amount of $246,108.
So moved.
Second.
Got your flex money, so everybody's ready to push that one through. Yeah, I have a motion and a second. No further discussion, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Golden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes. And number 6, approve the resolution and grant application regarding House Bill 1 election equipment grant in the amount of $10,700. This is just basically reimbursement for some of the election expenses we have had. Stacy she was trying to get more, but this is all she could get, but she's going to just keep trying and trying and trying.
so moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. No further discussion. Roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes. That concludes our new business. We have no reason to go in executive session, I don't believe. Do we? Do we have anything for the post agenda? No discussion? All right. Well, at that time, this may be a record meeting in us. I think it has something to do with Thomas not being here.
Chris ain't here.
Chris is not here either, so we can't rule that out. I entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Have a great